today's video, I want to share with you guys the 7 things I do every single weekend as part of my Sunday reset routine to really help me to prepare and set up the next week ahead to be amazing and productive and successful as a full-time content creator and YouTuber. It has definitely taken me a little bit of time to really get into a routine since I moved here, you know, like anxiety and all. But definitely since the new year, I've gotten into a really great frame of mind and a really great weekend and Sunday reset routine. One that really helps me to wake up on Monday morning feeling inspired and motivated. So I figured I would share all of that with you guys in today's video. So the very first thing that I love to do every single week as part of my Sunday reset is to just take some time to sit down and reflect on the week behind me before I move on to the week ahead of me. Definitely week to week there are always some things I wish I had done more of, wish I had done less of, some things I wish I had done differently, things that I wish I had gotten around to that I either didn't have the time for, didn't fully commit to, wasn't able to finish on time. From more of a business and YouTube side of things, there are some weeks where I just didn't sit down to film as many videos as I would have liked to. Sometimes I reflect on my revenue and how much I made in the last week and it's not exactly where I wish I would have been at. So this is really when I like to jot down and take notes on what are my wins from the week, what were my lower points in the week, certain things that I want to work on and accomplish in the next week ahead. And then once I have reflected on all of that, then I wrap up the last week in a neat little box with a bow on it, put it up on a shelf to never be looked at ever again, and then move on to the new week ahead. Personally, I have definitely found for myself that leaving the past week with lots of ambitions and motivations is just a really great way to start the next week. Then on to the second step of my Sunday reset. This is where I begin to plan all the things I need to do and get done and accomplish to bring me that much closer to my current goals and things I'm trying to do. So this is going to include a blend of things in my personal life, things in my business and with my YouTube channel, whether those are one-time things that I only need to get done once this week, or if they are more recurring things that I have to do every single week. Keeping in mind all of my financial goals for the year, keeping in mind where it is I want to see my YouTube channel end up at the end of 2023, where it is I envision my personal life being at the end of the year. This is really where I begin to plan how many videos I want to upload in the coming week, what things I need to look at or prepare or keep in mind for my management team, if I have any kind of appointments or meetings both in my personal life or in my business. And that is what's really going to help me to really put together an overview of the upcoming 7 days so I know exactly what the things are that I'm working towards and wanting to accomplish in the next week. Personally for me, I have always found reaching your bigger goals that you set for the year and for the month a whole lot easier to achieve when you actually break them down into much smaller and more achievable weekly goals. So just as an example, one of my financial goals for 2023 is to reach a 6-figure income. And since that is one of my bigger goals for the year, I like to break that down into more monthly goals and then into weekly goals. Once I accomplish all of my weekly goals, those go into accomplishing my monthly goals and then my bigger yearly goals. So this is really that part of my Sunday reset routine where I sit down to plan what steps can I take this week, what things can I do or accomplish this week that are going to help contribute to those bigger goals. Which then brings me to step number 3 of my Sunday reset routine, and that is to write out a tentative to-do list for every day of the upcoming week. I have now told you guys in several videos since the beginning of the year that one of my biggest themes for this year is accountability, and this is definitely one of the bigger things that really helps me to stay accountable. If I wake up in the morning and I have no idea what my schedule or the layout of my day is going to look like, I am a total type A and that does not work for me. For me to be able to properly function and be productive and get things done, I need to be able to go to bed the night before knowing exactly what my schedule for the next day is going to look like from the time that I wake up to the time that I go to bed. The beauty of being self-employed and working for yourself and making your own schedule is that while I'm going through the course of my day, I can move things around, I can reschedule things, do things in a different order, but in order to be as productive as possible when I first wake up, I do need to have some kind of a tentative outline or draft of what my schedule and my day is going to look like. So depending on my goals and appointments and meetings and whatever else I plan for that day, that is when I then get into actually blocking my calendar and my daily schedule to basically write out a tentative schedule for the day. Which days I'm going to be filming on, which days I'm going to be uploading videos on, what days and at what times I have a meeting with either my trainer or my manager, my management team. That is without a doubt when I am absolutely going to find myself at my most productive, so that is a really crucial part of my planning process and my Sunday reset routine. Then before a brand new week comes around, I have to achieve inbox and DM 0. Again, I'm a total type A. There is no way I can possibly be productive if I have an email inbox or Instagram DMs that are super cluttered. So as part of my Sunday reset routine, I sit down at my laptop, open up my inbox and my Instagram DMs. I will either archive or organize into folders different emails that I have to keep for future reference, and then other than those emails I need to keep for whatever reason or another, then I like to completely and totally clear out my inbox so that when I get back to my inbox on Monday morning, it is a fresh, clean slate and I feel a whole lot more productive. If you feel like you are that kind of person who opens their email inbox first thing on Monday morning and you automatically feel overwhelmed or high stress and just not really all that productive, this is definitely one method I highly recommend because it's going to change your life. Then I also like to do a little prep and tidy up of each one of my working and living spaces so that when I get to work on Monday morning, I have a much more inviting and clean and productive space. I do like to think that I keep my condo in pretty good and clean shape on a day-to-day basis, that I am pretty good at cleaning up after myself, but there is definitely something about reorganizing my spaces and wiping down my surfaces and spraying a little bit of air freshener in each one of those spaces that come Monday morning just makes each one of those spaces a whole lot more inviting to work in. So once I'm done all of my planning and scheduling and all of those things I mentioned throughout this video, then doing a quick little tidy up and spraying some air freshener across those different spaces is just one part of my reset routine I adore. Then for a final step in my Sunday reset routine is a little bit of post-prep self-care. I am actually very fortunate and my parents actually live in a condo a few floors up from me, so on Sundays I'm able to go upstairs and spend some time with them. We actually just finished NFL season, but during the regular football season on Sundays I love to just veg out on the couch and catch a couple of football games. Other times I treat myself to my favorite drink from Starbucks, really just to get in a little bit of me time and recharge and relax before the new week is among us. But yeah, you guys, that is it for my Sunday reset routine. Those are the 7 steps I go through every single Sunday as part of my process to prepare for a brand new week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!